Hey, I'm Brandon, and welcome to The Buzz. And today I'm here with...
I'm Danny from the IT department.
I heard a rumor that we have the coolest tape dispenser in all of Eagle County. One, is that true? Two, if it is true, why is it so cool?
Yeah, well, so I don't know how cool it actually is. It's just a tape dispenser, and our handle was broken. I just recently picked up a 3D printer, and I figured, I bet I can probably fix that. I modeled it out. It works. It's ergonomic. It's solid. It's sturdy. It is the first thing that I've designed and modeled myself.
Very cool. Well, I've seen a bunch of the other stuff around. I think there's a plant holder. There's some Chromebook holders that we've done. There's some trays, a little container for work tools. So if you're not familiar with a 3D printer, tell us a little bit about how that works.
Yeah. And so if you think of a 3D printer, well, there's different kinds. The kind that I have, it's called an FDM printer, which means fused deposition modeling. And what that does is if you think of how a hot glue gun works. There's a big glue cylinder, and there's a hot end on the front of it, and then it squeezes that plastic through, and you can glue stuff with it. That's essentially what this is. If you look closely at this, you can see how it's different layers, and so the printer is essentially just laying layers of this hot glue.
In this case, you actually designed this one, but in other cases, there's kind of like recipes that you can get online. You download, you can modify or customize, and really build anything.
Yeah. Right? And so there's a really big online 3D printing community. Reddit, Facebook, there's Facebook groups. There's the library has one that you can go in there and use. And then there's also models online that are just ready-made.
So I think why this is so cool, it captures what innovation truly is, right? It's not press release worthy, but it's one of those small things, those small frustrations that we see. And in this case, you went outside, used kind of your personal tool set, and brought a solution to it. I think it's an amazing example of what true innovation is versus just a series of special projects. This is real change. It's like the fourth industrial revolution. The idea that no longer do we have to rely upon manufacturing centers somewhere way away. We can now download recipes, customize, and build our own things. And granted, we're at the infancy stages, but super exciting to see where this is going. Any big plans with 3D printing on the horizon?
I mean, it's really just a hobby. I'm just doing it because I've always been interested in it. There's this misconception in the market of this is so expensive. There are expensive printers out there. Mine was not super cheap. Mine was $600, but you can buy one, a good one, for $200.
Well, you were telling me too that the materials, in this case, you use some of the kind of the standard plastic stuff that's issued, but you talked about that there's an ability to use recycled materials or to even manufacture some of that stuff yourself.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So there's a couple different ways. This particular material is called PLA. That stands for polylactic acid. Okay. It is a biothermoplastic that is made not with petroleum. There's no petroleum in it. It's made from corn and sugar cane byproduct.
Right on.
So it's theoretically biodegradable. You probably wouldn't want to just throw it outside.
Right.
Like a commercial composting facility can deal with this. Some guy on the internet created the plans for a machine that you can make yourself with your 3D printer, and buy some other parts online, and you can take old soda bottles, PET plastic, and what you do is you cut it into PET tape, cut the bottom off, and it has a little razor blade, and you just pull it through. And
sure,
make a rope
I've seen that to
it.
make rope or twine or something like that out of it. Yeah.
And then so what this machine does is it takes that tape and feeds it through essentially a modified 3D printer and turns it into filament that you can put into a regular 3D printer. And
that is crazy.
And turn it into filament that you can print with.
Hey, is that where you're going next?
I might try that out.
Are we going to do some plogging where we pick up trash and run or hike and stuff like that, and then use that to make materials?
Yeah, that might be fun.
Dude, that's a dream. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. That is really, really cool. Yeah, I'm super excited. And looking forward to what you build next.
Cool.
Thanks.